beyond beyond the hospital, do you personally blame, and speaking like broadly for how this has impacted the rest of the world, and politically, you can interpret this question however you want, but who do you blame? Do you blame anyone? Like, do you think there's someone who is more responsible for how this went down?
Hmm. I Okay, so I don't blame anyone for the spread of this pandemic because it's a highly contagious disease, and pandemics like are want to happen every so often. It's just such as the nature of disease. I guess I don't blame any one specific person. I guess just in the context of like America and American like mentality, I think it's frustrating to see. Medically we know like how and why this is spreading, at least like a little bit. We're aware of germ theory. We know how germs spread. We know like we know how to remain hygienic and how to like slow, not entirely stop, but like significantly slow disease. And um, at least again in just an American context, we can see like people and like the CDC and like governors will put like measures in place, or they will put suggestions in place, and they will say like, hey, don't do this, like it's for the safety of everyone, just like lay off for like a week. And we will see like huge pushback from people saying like their freedoms are being encroached upon. And like, yeah, you can't go to Target and walk around for 4 hours and touch everything you want and just like, but it's for like, it's to keep people alive. It's to stop people from dying. And like, if I have to stay in my house for a week to save, like, if me staying in my house for 3 months saved one person's life, like I would do it. I feel like it shouldn't be like such a difficult thing to comprehend. And yet here we are with significant pushbacks, especially in Michigan, where like people are like they're going out. Did you hear tomorrow they're going to gridlock Lansing and have yeah?
No.
There's like a whole protest. They're going to go to Lansing at noon and gridlock Lansing until Whitmer like reduces some of the restrictions put in place, which is
That's a great idea.
garbage. Yeah.
That's garbage.
So like
So do you feel it's a like a cultural thing then? Like American culture kind of made this worse?
yeah, yeah. I mean, again, I'm looking at this from like an anthropological perspective. I think in America, culturally, we have such a sense of entitlement when it comes to literally anything. A sense of entitlement combined with a sense of individuality. Because in America, like it's not about us. It's not about us as Americans. It's about me as an American. You know. So that mentality combined with like that entitlement, that American like I have freedoms and I am free, um, it can be dangerous apparently.
So one thing someone else brought up in another one of our interviews, I don't remember who, was in like Japan, or not Japan. I think it was South Korea was the specific example. Was it wasn't as bad there because there already is such a strong cultural drive to be obedient and kind of to listen to authority. Do you kind
I
of
I don't
feel that's
I don't mean
accurate?
to cut you off, but I don't think it's like a sense. I don't think it's a cultural sense of being obedient. I think it's a cultural sense of responsibility for others.
Okay.
Like I don't want to correct you on your own
No, no,
interview,
no, no,
but
no. Go ahead. What do you think about
um,
that?
yeah. So I would agree with you if you said like it's a cultural sense of like needing to be responsible for others. Because in a lot of Asian cultures, there's a sense of like I have to be responsible for my family. I'm a reflection on um like I reflect my family. I'm not Asian, so I don't want to butcher this. Um, but there's like just a cultural sense of like we need to help each other and we need to look out for each other. And like their like national pride is much different from what American national pride looks like. Um, I had a German professor who talked about how German national pride was like, we need to vote for better politicians, or we need to vote for better like um, better policies and better laws, so we as Germans can have like a better and safer like state to live in, that kind of thing. So I think, and I think that definitely reflects in like this outbreak, because like in a lot of those countries and states, they are seeing like a much like flatter curve. I mean, maybe, I don't know, but
Would you
yeah.
say it's more like it's almost like a sense of community versus like a sense of community in some Asian countries and like a sense of individuality in the United States? Would you say that?
Yes, absolutely. Because like in America, we do have a sense of community, but I feel like our sense of community is much smaller. Like sense of community in America would be defined as like immediate family, or like the people who live on my street, or the people who live in like this particular like city, or this particular like subdivision in this particular city. Um, Whereas like in South Korea, the sense of community is like, if you're South Korean, you are part of my community. And again, I've never even been to South Korea, so I'm not speaking for everyone, but that's just like my perception of what it is.